So Jay reached out and he says he had a fender bender this morning, but people in the back seat got hurt because they weren't wearing seatbelts. Will that come back on me? I haven't called insurance yet, and I'm not sure how to handle it.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Timely too.
Yeah, and actually the people in the back, number one, they didn't get hurt just because they didn't have seatbelts. They got hurt because they got rear-ended. So there's going to be liability on the person that caused the accident. As far as your main question as to is it going to come back to haunt you? No, it's not going to come back to haunt you. It should not in any way, shape, or form. Even though everyone's supposed to have their seatbelts on, you can't necessarily control everybody. To make them. I mean, I'm assuming these are adults. And now if they're small children, you may have another issue, but if they're adults and if they were injured, you can't necessarily control what they're doing. But again, it's not going to come back to haunt you necessarily. Could the insurance company try to mitigate their damages to the people that were in the back seat by saying you were, somewhat negligent yourself because you didn't have your seatbelt on? Sure, they can say that. Typically, that's not going to be successful in Alabama. So the bottom line is everyone should always wear a seatbelt. If you do not, then there could be some consequences. But in a situation like this, I think you're fine, and your passengers are obviously going to have a claim against the person that caused the accident. And if you were injured, you're also going to have a claim. And it sounds like from the tone of the email, you had your seatbelt on, so you don't have anything to worry about whatsoever.
Absolutely. Yep. I know Governor Kay Ivey just signed a law
That's
that
right.
Now back seat, if you are an adult, you're going to be responsible.
Yep. And it's so funny to think back, years ago. I mean, and I hate to admit it, when we were kids, we didn't wear seatbelts. No one did. In fact, you see the scar on my chin right here. This was from when I was 3 years old. My mom and I were in a bad car accident, and everyone always asked, what kind of mother didn't have you, buckled in? Well, we were in a 1966 Volkswagen Beetlebug that did not have seatbelts. So back then, things have changed a lot over the years, and there's now no excuse not to have a seatbelt. It's been proven time and time again that they save lives, so absolutely no excuse. Put your seatbelt on.